Good morning, Knights. Course selection is officially open now. I've got some additional information that I want to share with you. Some of this information is going to be brand new, hot off the press, and some of it is going to be a reminder for the majority of everyone. Flex scheduling is new for the upcoming school year. The district has been identifying ways to ease time pressure that's on students. So flex scheduling gives students an opportunity to start their day a little later or end their day a little earlier than normal. So what you're going to be looking at, it is an off-campus option for original credit. So you can't use this to repeat a course that you didn't earn credit for. It is a CCISD developed online course, and it's taught by a CCISD teacher. Students will work independently without face-to-face interaction with the teacher. The coursework will be completed on your own time, but it's going to be based on the instructor's pacing of the course. It will either be scheduled during your first period or seventh period time slot. Some of you may do two courses and take up first and seventh. You are not going to be allowed on campus during these class periods. So you've got to have transportation, get you to the campus by second period if you're going to have first period flex, or to pick you up after sixth period if you're going to have seventh period flex. You will be required to have your own computer and access to the internet. So some things to point out too is your semester average will calculate in your GPA, and the grades that you're earning in the course throughout the time frame are going to be factored into eligibility checks. So those UIL activities or any of you guys that are in extracurricular where you have to have grade checks. Flex scheduling will be available with 6 different courses. All of those are listed right here. We have English 4, Government, Economics, Psychology, World Geography, and Personal Finance and Literacy. All of these will still follow the same prerequisites and grade level requirements. So as long as you meet those, you are eligible to take them. English 4 and World Geography would be a year-long course, and then Government, Economics, Psychology, and Personal Finance and Literacy are a semester course. So you would either have those in the fall or the spring. The course numbers are the same, except that you'll see an F1 or an F7 on the back side of it. So the F1 is going to indicate to us that you want the class scheduled in your first period time slot. The F7 indicates that you want the course scheduled into your seventh period time slot. So good information here. If you open up your EPG and look on, I think it's page 47, you'll see additional information about this. So let's talk a little bit about dual credit right now. So this is focused mainly on my current 10th and 11th graders. So dual credit, this is for your junior and senior year only. What this does is it allows you to earn high school credit and college credit at the same time by taking a college course. So it is a core curriculum classes, and these are transferable to all state colleges and universities. And some of our private and out-of-state institutions also take the credits. That's just something that you would need to look at with that specific institution to make sure that they would take those credits. We do build this into your clear fall schedule for first and second period. So whether you're taking 1 or 2 courses, it's built into both class periods. There are other options that might be available if you have an extenuating circumstance, and that's something you would need to look at with your counselor. The classes are taken with College of the Mainland, and they are taken at their League City campus. They have traditional face-to-face classes that meet 2 days a week, and then they offer hybrid classes that meet 1 day a week. There may be some online classes available, but those are going to be few and far between next year. We haven't seen that schedule yet, so we're not guaranteed any online classes. You must earn a C or higher in the college class in order to receive your high school credit. So that's going to be really important. If you're new to dual credit, let's talk about the initial eligibility requirements. You've got to have a 3.0 or higher GPA on our unweighted 4.0 scale. We're going to look at your attendance, and you can't have any denied credits during the current school year due to excessive absences. We're also going to take a look at your behavior and make sure there haven't been any clear path or AEP assignments during this current school year. Once you get moving through the process, if you meet those initial eligibility requirements, then you're going to also have to provide or meet college readiness standards. And that's going to be done by taking the TSIA 2 or providing proof of an exemption. You do that with your PSAT, SAT, or ACT scores. If you look on page 47 in the EPG, there are the minimum requirements for those tests for an exemption are listed in there. You're also going to need to provide proof of your bacterial meningitis vaccination or the booster that has been given within the past 5 years. So if you're interested in dual credit and you meet those minimum eligibility requirements, then we've got a couple of things that you need to do. So if you're new to dual credit, tomorrow, which is the 16th, we have a required student and parent information session with College of the Mainland and Miss Bragg. It's going to start at 7:20 p.m. and it'll be held in the auditorium at Clear Falls. You're going to also need to sign up for a mandatory advisement session with the COM enrollment coach. Dates and how to do this, how to register for these sessions have been emailed to all 10th and 11th grade students and parents. And they're also going to be provided at the meeting tomorrow. So check your email, be on the lookout for that because there's a lot of detailed information there. Then you're going to want to make sure that you're following the step-by-step process. So we've outlined this for everyone. This information's in the email that was sent to you. Go ahead and start gathering your proof of your bacterial meningitis vaccination or the booster. That's a conversation you can have with your parents. And then take a look at your PSAT, SAT, or ACT scores to determine if you're college ready or if you're going to need to take that TSI. And then make sure that when you're entering your course request in Skyward, that you are putting the dual credit courses in there as well. So those are listed on the course list, and also I provided a list in the email specific to just dual credit. For those of you kiddos that are going to be returning dual credit students, meaning you're currently taking it this current school year, your process is relatively simple. So make sure that you register for your specific dual credit courses in Skyward when you enter your course request. So refer to the email or look at the course list for available courses. If you're unsure on what you need to take, then stop by and visit with your counselor. And then you also need to complete the required CCISD dual credit endorsement form and the dual credit guidelines form. We'll give you guys notice on when those forms are going to be available and how to pick them up and when to return them. The last thing I want to touch on is release time in school service. So this is specific to my rising seniors, so you guys in 11th grade right now. So these two options are only available for our senior students, and you have to have 20 or more credits in order to qualify. So we're going to make you a senior if you have at least 18, but you can't have release time or school service unless you have 20 credits. So the credit release itself does not award any credit. School service does award credit, but it awards local credit only. However, whatever grade you make in school service will be calculated into your GPA. There is an application for both of these. So there's two different applications. You can pick up an application in the college center or in any house. And then once you complete the application and get it signed by your parent, you're going to turn that into your counselor. You can have up to 2 release periods. The exception to this are students who are in dual credit. You're only allowed to have 1 release period. You'll have dual credit in the morning, and then you can have that 7th period release. There is, a combination, you can do first only or 7th only, or you can do a combo of first and second or first and 7th, or you can do a combo of 6th and 7th. Just depends on how you want to work that for you. There is an exception about 2nd period and 6th period, and I'll talk a little bit about that here in a second and how it relates to the flex scheduling. Those of you wanting to do school service, you can only have 1 class period of school service built into your schedule. So how do you request release in school service in your course request? That's a popular question. You will not be able to put that request in Skyward when you enter your course request. It's just not available for you guys to choose. So what you need to do, because we have to verify your application and make sure you qualify and things like that. So what we need you to do in Skyward, when you're entering your course request, you are going to enter courses that total up to 7 credits, as if you won't be approved for school service or release. Then you're going to pick up the applications, complete it, and submit it to your counselor. And on that application, actually on both of them, it will ask you, if approved, please drop the following classes. And then you need to list whatever classes you entered in Skyward that you want to drop if you are approved for release or school service or both. So if you're approved, once we verify the application and verify that you meet the qualifications, we're going to pull that application and we're going to drop those courses that you have designated on the application itself. This isn't going to happen until late May or early June. We have to verify test scores and GPA and things like that. Flex scheduling. Seniors, that you guys, if you're considering doing flex scheduling and wondering how that's going to work with your release periods. So as I mentioned earlier, you can only, in a normal non-flex related schedule, you can only have first period off or seventh period off, or first and second, sixth and seventh, or first and seventh. So it's in that combo. You can't pop in a release for just second period or just sixth period. Those are not standalone release periods. However, if you decide to do flex scheduling and you build that into your schedule, then we do make an exception and allow that second or sixth. So if you have first period flex, the flex course during first period, then we will allow you to have a second period release. And if you have a seventh period flex course, then we will allow you to have that sixth period release. So if this is going to be you, then that's a conversation you're going to want to have with your counselor. And you can, you'll just have to write that in on your application and then follow up with your counselor to make sure we get it scheduled right. So that's it. That's all I've got for today. If you've got any questions about this or anything related to course selection, you have a couple of options. You can follow up with your counselor. They're available before and after school or during night quest. You can also request an appointment to be called down. And then we're jumping into your United class to hold 3 Q&A sessions via Teams. So the first one is today. So after this meeting, we'll start the first one, and then we're going to hold 2 more. One this Thursday and one next Tuesday. So if you have general questions, then give them to your United teacher and she'll ask it in the Teams meeting with the counselors, and we'll get those answered for you. If it requires any additional follow-up, then we can do that as well. So I hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget to get those course requests entered by the 23rd. Thanks so much.